हेलो हाय अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों। मैं हूं आपका दोस्त। वेलकम है आपका क्लाउडविंग टेक्नोलॉजी में। सो इन द लास्ट वीडियो वी हैव लर्न द एवोल्यूशन ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन and virtualization and hypervisor, and we have also learned what problem does Docker container has solved, right? So today's video In today's video, we are going to see the container lifecycle with its demo, and also we will understand container policies. Guys, today's video is going to very special and it is highly recommended to watch from starting to end, because this video is going to best of video ever of this playlist. Because in this video I am going to cover all the concepts, most of all the Docker related concept, right guys? So let's start today's video. What is the container lifecycle? To understand the container lifecycle, let's understand first Docker image. What is a Docker file? Right, although we have already discussed about the Docker files, containers, images, but in this video we are going to just touching those. So a Docker file is a plain text file used to automate Docker images, right? So if you haven't seen the video of the instructions, right, so link I'm going to giving in the I button, so please go and watch that video. So there we have discussed about the Docker file and the instruction of the Docker, right? So a Docker file is a plain text file used to automate Docker image creation process, right? So from the Docker image, from the Docker file, we are going to build a Docker image, right? From the Docker file we are going to build a Docker image. What is the Docker image? A Docker image is a blueprint of the Docker container. It is like it is like a house, right? Before constructing a house, right, what we have the map of the house, right? So map will tell you where will be your kitchen and where will be your lead bath and so on, right? So just like Docker image will contain application code plus dependency and metadata, right, that will tell to container what should run right, right? So this is what actually the image. So from that image you can create containers, right? I already told you one image can be used within multiple containers. From one image, guys, you can create multiple containers, right? If your container got damaged, destroyed and deleted, your container will be replaced because of that Docker image, right? So today our topic is the container lifecycle. So this line is very important. So a container is a lightweight, right, that contain application code plus dependencies and shared kernel, right? We have already discussed about the what is the difference between the virtualization and containerization. There we have discussed, right, what container will take from host operating system and what container takes from the your what virtualization VM, basically VM take from your host operating system, right? We have discussed about that point, right? So here we are just going to touching each one topic, right? So let's understand now the container actual life cycle, right? We will do the practical of this, just I'm going to touching that, right? So this is the create state, right? So suppose we have the Docker images ready, right? So whenever we run that Docker image, right, Docker image, right, will tell to the containers, right, what types of container we need to create, right? So initially its state, there is a state is what? 0, nothing. So state, from when we run the container, it will create a container and change it state to start, and your start will be now the running, right? Now the container start will be running. Don't worry guys, Don't worry, we are going to practical of these, and also we will understand the policies, which is very very important. Please bear with me till the end of this video. So now you have the running, right? Once you have your container is running, now everything is now your hand. You can pause the containers, you can unpause the container, you can stop the container, you can start the containers, right? If you pause, right, container will be, if you pause, container will not going to delete. Pause means container is going to stop your system. So running state change to the pause, right? And unpause means will your container restart again, right? And stop means container is going to exit, right? Container is going to exit, right? And start means what? Your container is going to recreate and restart, right? That's what the life cycle. And if you can also delete the, you can also delete. Stopping means what? Deleting. You are going to delete the containers. So this is what a bit of about the container lifecycle. Okay, so let me take one demo, right? There I will show you the container lifecycle. So here I have my virtual machine. Hope you all having, hope you all having the virtual machine. So I have also checked the version of the Docker. Yes, I am having the Docker version. I'm using 29.1.3, which is the latest of the Docker version. So we have to see first what images I am having, right? So I'm having the Alpine, MySQL, Nginx, Ubuntu, right? These images are available on my local, right? Guys, we already have discussed about the container lifecycle and Docker architectures. If you haven't watched that video till now, please go and watch that video, right? We have discussed about the Docker lifecycle, container lifecycle, how the client request to the daemon to request go to the registry, right? That thing we have to see, and we have also seen how we create our custom Docker images, right? So today's our topic is to understand the container lifecycle and the policies. So let me show you the very very simple example, right? So here we have to run the an image called Alpine. I'm going to pull the Alpine, right? Guys, Docker pull Alpine. This command is going to, what this command will do, this command will request to the daemon will see on your local system is Alpine available or not. If the Alpine available, will not go to the, will not go to the registry, will show you image is available, right? You can use, you can run now it, right? So let me see. As image is available on my local, right? So it is going to see the image. So it is pulling from the Alpine library, and the image is already up to date. So you can see the status of the image is up to date for the Alpine, right? So that means we have Alpine already exist. So let me run the Docker image. So how we can run Alpine? Simple, right? I have run the Alpine, right? You can see the image is running. How we can see the image is running or not? Docker ps command is used to see running images. Guys, if you haven't watched the video where we have discussed about the Docker commands, right? So go and watch that video, right? From there you will grab the knowledge of what is the difference between different commands, right? Like ps hyphen and a lot of command that we have discussed on that video. Okay, so guys, I'm telling you this video is going to the main video of this playlist, right? One among the main video of this playlist. Okay, so although we are going to cover all the topics in this video, so the image, you can see the status of this image is what? Running. When this image got created? About an hour ago, right? This image is created about an hour ago, not now, right? So guys, I want to remove this image. How to remove this? First I need to stop. How to remove? First I need to stop. I told you when we have discussed about the Docker commands, right? We have to stop first, then only we will be able to remove the container, right? So we have stop. Now I want to remove this container, right? Yeah. Now let me see Docker ps. Yes, there is no Alpine container is running. I want to see also, right? Alpine is here showing. So I told you guys, right? I told you we have Docker system prune command, right? Yes, it is telling, are you ready to all stop containers and networks and dangling images and unused build cache will be going to delete. Yes, I want to delete. Let me see. Any unwanted? Yes, now you can see the Alpine garbage got deleted. Now, so let me run the Alpine again with some name. Docker run -d and IT. IT stands for interactive mode, sir. We have already discussed about the Docker port mapping, Docker volumes, Docker port mapping we have discussed, and tagging also we have discussed, right? So I'm not going to teach to you here those things. Okay, so we are -d is what? Detach mode. Detach mode means what? Background mode. IT means what? Interactive mode, right? Because why we are using this IT? Why we are using this IT mode? Because this Alpine image, right? Which image we are going to use? Alpine, right? This Alpine image, this Alpine, right? Let me show you this Alpine image, right? Will run and immediately stop, but I want this image run continuously in the background. That's why I'm using this -d and -it, right? Okay guys, how to give this name? Simply we have the name. I'm going to give this name as app, and this is what the Alpine, right? Let me enter press. Yes, our container is now running, right? Docker ps. You can see Alpine is running or not. Yes, running. When this created up to 60 seconds, right? Email is now created. So let me see you guys the image, right? How the flow got worked, right? As I told you, right? We have start the image. The moment we have start, container got created, right? And the status got changed, and its status now is what? Running. So how to see the container status? So let me show you guys the container status. So Docker, so the unknown command Docker inspect. Okay, so yes, yeah, this command is about to see all the information about the containers. So basically I want to show you the status. So here you can see we have the status of this image is running, right? What is the status? Is running, right? Good. It is good to go, right? Yeah. So if what happen if I pause this image, right? If I pause, right? Docker pause, right? If I pause, let me show you the status of this. You will see guys, the image, the container is not going to exit it, is not going to delete. Instead status still is running. Okay, something is wrong. Let me see what happening. Okay, so let me stop, actually not I want to pause. Okay, so I want to pause the response. The daemon container is already paused. Okay, so okay, it's paused. Then why it is showing? I don't know. Let me see it again. It should pause, right? Status should pause. Yeah, this time you can see the status got paused. Right here you can see status got paused. Right. So this is how the container lifecycle looks like, right? Just pause, right? We can also stop, unpause, and restart and start, right? So let me show you this image to unpause, and then I will show you, then delete that container, right? Then we will understand the container policies. So here you can see, Docker, and I want to unpause, right? So whatever the pause command that I will take from the backup, yes, we have unpause, and I want to see the result, and definitely you will see the image is going to unpause. That means status is going to running, right? Yes, yeah, here you can see the image is now running, right? Image is running. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let me stop the container. Stopping means it is going to exit, right? So instead of unpause, I'm going to stop the image. Yes, we are going to stop. Stopping means what? Container is going to exit, right? If the container, right, we will learn more about the container lifecycle when we are going to learn the Docker volumes. There we will see the what happened when the container got lost, what disadvantages of this, right? And we will also understand the what containers are, why they are ephemeral, right? And why we call people the stateless, right? That thing we will also understand when we will understand the Docker volumes. So let me show the again status. So you will see here, you will see, guys. Yeah, so as I told, status is exited. Yeah, that means container is not running, not paused, and it's exited. That means they are deleted, right? Container is deleted. So this is how the container lifecycle work. Now guys, let's learn today's most important topic, which is the container restart policy, right? This is, I hope you all are waiting for this, and this is very important and mostly asked in interview. And even you will learn, even you learn or go for Kubernetes interview, they will definitely ask to you this thing. Okay, so let's understand first what exactly the container restart policy. So basically container can be restart, right? So a restart policy defines how Docker behaves when a container stops and crash, right? So basically whenever your container get deleted, stopped and crashed, right, what Docker will do, right, after deleting, stopping and crash your container, that thing basically we will decide by defining the container policies, right? So basically we have four types of policies, right? What types of policies? Four types. No, one is the no policy. No means what? There is a default policy, right? That no means what? No means if your container get crashed and you deliberately restart your daemon, Docker daemon, right, and you manually stop, right, means you crashed, container will not start. Docker will restart, container will not start. If you stop manually container, and then we'll see container will not start. That is what the no policy, which is the default policy. Second policy is on failure. On failure means what? If your container crashed, right, and status code will be 0, right, then only your container will be then only your container will be restart, else not, right? And if your container docker, if you restart the docker engine, container will not start. If you manually stop the container, then container will not start. This is what on failure. Then we have always, right? Always means if your container get crashed, then also container will be restart. If your container, if your docker daemon get restarted, then also your container will be restarted. If you deliberately stop the container, then also your container will be restart. That is what the always, container policy, right? But right, and then fourth one is unless and stop, right? Unless stop means what? You crashed, right? Suppose your docker container get crashed, right? And right after crashing, right, if you set your policy, restart policy unless stop, right, then your container will be restart automatically, right? And then we have the docker restart, right? If your system or docker daemon will be restart, then also your container will be restart. And if you manually stop, then not start, right? So actually this is the most recommended way of policy, right? In production basically we will use only the unless the stop, because we have the handler with this, because we can handle, if you want to delete, if you want to stop the container, then we can go with, right? But we don't want to, when we don't want, right, if the container get crashed, we want should is restart. If the daemon get restart, we want image container should restart, right? So that in such case we want to use this unless stop, right? So guys, we need to understand these policies, we need to do the practical of this. Okay, so let me show you the practical of these. Okay, so you will be more clear. Okay, so we have the our terminal, right? So here you can see, let me first see the running images, right? How we can see docker ps, and let me see also here stopped image. Yeah, we have stopped image, but it is not removed, so I want to remove this as well, right? So yeah, container got removed from cached, right? Yes, now we have no images. Now guys, I want to show you a demonstration of this. So here you can see, if I run the docker alpine image, right, and hyphen d and it, and because I want to run this image continuously and not, I don't want to exit the moment they start and then stop, right? That's why I'm giving this d and it, right? D is background, this image will be run in background. It means it should be run in interactive mode, right? So which image I want to run, right? I want to run alpine, right? What name I want to give? I want to give hyphen name, I want to give app. And what restart policy? Hyphen re. Let me show you the okay, let me define restart. If I not define, then also it will take the default. Let me define, right? Restart, and the policy is no, right, which is the default, and the image name is alpine, and I want to show you guys. Okay, here, yeah, we have run, right? So I already explained the docker architecture, so that's why I'm not going to touch. By the way, I will show you the here the docker client, right? We will run this command, the request will go to the your docker daemon. Where request will go? Docker daemon, right? Here is the docker daemon. Docker daemon will check image is available or not in your local. If image is not available, then only it will go registry. If then pull it, and this image will be run, and this will show you the client response, right? So this is how the docker container architecture work, right? If you want to learn it in more detail, go and watch that video. There I have explained that in very details with animations. So yeah, here now you can see we have run this image, and I want to see you the its default behavior, right? So here you can see docker inspect. Guys, why we use this docker inspect? You all know docker inspect we use to see the container information, right? So what is our container name? App. I want to press, right? Here you can see we have the status is running, right? And here you can see we have the host path and where host config and restart policy. We need to basically see the restart policy, restart count, and host config. Within the host config we have the host config. Within the host config we have the restart policy. Yeah, here you can see our restart policy is what? No, right? So guys, you can use grep command now, and the name, actually the name, right? Yeah, so basically you can see we have the restart policy is no, right? No means what? If destroy, container will not start, right? If I stop the container, docker stop, right? Docker stop. What is the name of the container? App. I will press the enter. Your container is going to delete. Container is going to delete, right? It is taking time. Actually my system memory resources is not that much good, right? That's why it's taking time. Okay, so container got deleted, right? Docker, if I show you docker ps hyphen yeah, container is not running no longer. Yes, container is removed and deleted, right? So I want to also remove that image, right? So docker rm, and what is the app, right? Yeah, because it get conflict, right? Now let me change its policy, right? We have deleted. You can see docker will not start its container, right? Now let me see its different behavior on failure, right? So on failure, what, right? So here docker run, and sorry, we have already this command, just we need to change the restart policy on failure, right? On failure, right? Alpine, right? I have run this, and let me show you the docker inspect app, right? Here you can see here. Oh, let me show you guys directly. So grep command we are going to use, and here I will show you yeah, here you can see we have the on failure, right? What we have? On failure. So this is how on failure. What is the on failure, right? If your status code, right, some error happen in the container, then only your application will be restart, else will not start, right? If you stop it manually, then it will not going to restart, right? That's thing I have told you here. What is the policy? So on failure means only the error or status code will be 0, then only it is going to restart, else it is not going to restart. Now next we have the policy is always, right? So let me stop app and docker and rm app, right? Okay, so first I think let me remove this. So okay, container is running stop container before moving to force. Okay, so yeah, we have stop, and let me remove this. Yes, we have removed docker ps. Yes, not running. Now we will see the always policy, right? Docker. So we have already that, so we will directly jump onto that. We will change just its policy type. This time we are going to always, and always you can see, and I'm going to see you directly, guys. What is the command to see the restart policy? You can see this time we are going to always, right? Always means what? Let me show you. Always means what? Here you can see always will if your crashed container will restart docker daemon will restart, manual stop will restart, right? So I'm going to restart the Docker daemon, right? So sudo system ctl and restart Docker, right? Password is asking, I'm giving my password. You can give your password. So we are going to basically system d command, right? So there we are going to, here we are going to stop and restart the Docker, right? In this case, whatever the images and containers are running should be stopped, right? But let's see the Docker behavior, and you can see, it is still running, right? Let me show, right, how it is possible, right? Just up to 7 seconds, right? Guys, if I stop and change the default behavior, what happened, right? Let me run, okay, so let me show you again. Here you can see Docker is stop, right? I'm going to app. I deliberately got deleted, right? Right, so the behavior, like, it should be restarted, even though I have manually start this. But this time what happened, so the Docker will respect our manual command, that's why it is not going to restart, right? So in this case, right, so here you can see we if we here if I delete this, okay, so let me delete it, and you can see I'm going to remove that container as well. Then I will show you the normal behavior of this, right? Now I'm showing you the normal behavior. This time we have used the always. This time we are going to use no. No means what? Default policy. Default policy we have created. Now Docker ps running or not? Yes, Alpine is running. Now let me show. Let me stop the Docker. Right. Right, so if I restart the Docker container, so Alpine should not run. This is what we expected from this command, right? So let's see and see the behavior of this Docker policies. Guys, trust me, no one is going to teach you these commands, right? On the internet you will see only the Dockers. What is Docker? What is Docker? They will use the animation, right? And they will explain what is Docker. They will not show you the demo like this, right? But we are going to show you that, right? So let me show the behavior, right? This time Docker container is not running, right? How you get enjoy, guys? Hope you are doing the enjoy of this video. So guys, it's getting longer video, so let me see the take care of the timing as well. But what can I do, because you need to demo, right? I can explain in the right. So last policy is unless and stop, that we are also going to cover. Unless until, right? So unless until is also same like the always. So let me first stop the container. Already stopped, so let me remove the container, and let me run that container again. This time we will use the policy unless stopped. Okay, so yeah, Docker ps, let me show you the result. Yes, app is running. Now let me stop and restart the container. This time it should run again, right? So this is how the Docker policies behave, right? So this is last policy that we are going to see, guys. You no need to wait a lot. And guys, what I'm telling you, I request you to go and watch this video again and again, because this is most important video of this series, right? Although we will understand the more advanced concept like volumes, networking, right? I will explain network in a way, in a very easy way, right? No one will you explain like that, right? So it should run, right? Let's see, it should run or not. Yes, it should run. Yes, it is running, right? So this is how our policies work. So guys, hope you have enjoyed today's video and you like today's demonstrations. I try to my best to make you understand better and easy way. If you have some suggestion for me, you can give me suggestion and you can comment me. I will care about your suggestions. Okay, so guys, we take a lot of efforts of making this video, so I want a cup of tea from you. You cannot buy, but you can like and share. Okay, so please like and share this video. This is going to very important, and we need your like and comment will give us the a lot of motivations to make such more videos. If you want such more videos, please like and share. We will. Okay, so we will meet tomorrow with new videos. Okay, so from tomorrow we will start our networking concept. Okay, thank you. Take